Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. Are you thinking about downsizing or right sizing, but you have no idea where to begin? Over the past several months, I've had a wonderful opportunity to speak to many friends, colleagues, clients about how COVID has changed our lives and how your current home is either working or not working, given all the lifestyle adjustments that we've had to make. Cooking most of our meals from home, um, one or two of you working in the home full time or part time, homeschooling either your children or your grandchildren. Many of you have made um, uh, quite a few good adaptations, but you also thought those were short term. But now that you realize that they could well be long term, many of you are taking a second or a third really hard look at your home and saying, does this work for me anymore? And you're seriously considering either downsizing or right sizing to a home that is a better fit for your current lifestyle and your future lifestyle. So, if you are at least thinking about downsizing or right sizing, I'm creating a series of videos over the next several weeks about downsizing, and that will include whether to downsize or not, whether to stay or to go, what the downsizing process is, and how to develop your own downsizing plan and strategy. So, if you are interested, check out the next couple of videos that I'm creating. So one of the very first steps that you take when you're determining if you should downsize or right size is to ask yourself a series of questions. Number one is like, why do you want to downsize or why do you want to right size? So many of you in my audience are empty nesters, baby boomers whose children have now gone, you're pre-retirement or maybe even retired. But you're looking at your home and you're saying, do I really need that extra bedroom, that big yard? And do I really want to continue heating and cooling those unused spaces? Our next question to ask would be, um, you know, am I struggling with the expense and the upkeep of a much larger home? At one point, it was exactly what we wanted and what we needed when the kids were there, but now it's not so much fun, to take care of all of that and to pay for all of that because you might say, I really want to use my money for other things. And so there are those of you who want to reduce your housing cost, your mortgage, your maintenance, your utilities, and so forth, and use those in a better way towards more travel, a better retirement, and so forth. And some of you may simply just say, I'm yearning for a simpler lifestyle with less stress, less stuff, and much more fun and freedom. And given all that we've been through in COVID, I think many of us, regardless of what age you are or stage of life, I think many of us are looking to having a simpler, less stressful lifestyle. The next thing you want to start doing is start noticing how you're using your space. This is a reality check for many people. How many of your rooms are you actually using? Most Americans use 5 rooms on a daily basis, and that's the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, the home office or den, and that's really about it. And family room, I think I forgot to mention that. So how many rooms are you not using, but you're heating, you're cooling, and perhaps you're even storing stuff in there? Rooms that would fall into that category are the extra guest bedrooms, sunroom, living room, dining room, basement, attic. Those are the usual suspects. And then how many rooms are being used to store your extra stuff? It's funny. Our kids are grown now, and still their bedrooms are taken up with some of their old memorabilia, and much of their stuff. Our basements are filled with their stuff. Their attics are filled with their stuff. So if you have grown kids and you are still, they're still using your home as storage, is that what you really want to be paying for in a larger home? If you downsize, they won't have as much room to put their stuff. And also, if you have inherited furniture, artwork, memorabilia from your family, if your parents have gone, your house can also be being used as a storehouse. And when you think about it, is it just a way for you to defer the decision what to do with it? So another thing to start asking is ask, if I didn't live here, where would I like to live? What would I like to be doing? Who would I like to be doing it with? So do you want to be near your kids, your grandchildren, walkable community, proximity to restaurants and culture when they're opened again? More people like you in terms of your age, your interests, pre-retired, retired, empty nest, um, and similar activities, whether it's city, urban, suburban, it doesn't matter. You just ask yourself, where would I like to live? And if you're not sure, ask people that are living in those communities if what their lifestyle is like. Meet some of the people, see if you'd like being with them. A fourth question is, what kind of house would you want? Do you want a similar house to what you now have, just smaller? Something with less maintenance, no maintenance, like an HOA fee, um, and then less expensive to maintain, and that one floor living that will allow you to age in place and to stay there much longer. And the fifth question it asks is, what kind of lifestyle do you want? More freedom to travel, more experiences, less stress, and as I always like to say, more mobility, flexibility, and a lot less responsibility. At this stage of the game, we deserve that. We've worked hard, we've raised our children well, we've had success in our careers, and now it's time for you. So what kind of lifestyle would you want? What are the costs of selling and moving? Those are certainly things to definitely be looking at. Should I buy? Should I rent? And a lot of people will choose to move to a less costly area so they can maximize their budget. Another question is, are you prepared to go through the roller coaster ride of all the emotions? Downsizing is not an easy task. It takes time. Many times you want to stop or quit, but if you say, I know why I want to downsize, and that's worth it to you, then you'll keep going. But it's definitely a lot of emotions. We get attached to living in a house for 20, 30 years, and then all the accumulations that we have. So it's an emotional move, and yet, for those of you that have downsized or right-sized, you definitely know the benefits of living a simpler life with less. And then the last question to ask, and certainly would be nice to have a crystal ball, but we don't, is what if I don't like it? Prepare yourself for the possibility that, you've moved, you're missing your old neighbors, you're missing your grocery store, your church, whatever it is. Sometimes it just takes time to transition like that and make those changes, and sometimes it's not the right move for you. That's why it's so important to really look at these questions. If you are with a partner or a spouse, I would definitely recommend that you ask these questions individually of yourselves and then get together and talk about them, because it's very possible that you'll have different opinions about all of this, and it's obviously better to get on the same page. So I recommend that you spend some time with these questions, dig in, be honest, because this decision to downsize or right size, or to stay where you are, is one that will impact the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. I will be having another video in the next week or so. If you are considering downsizing, right-sizing, and you would like to schedule a complimentary 30-minute call with me, just go to my website, Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com. So if you will, subscribe, or comment below. I would really appreciate it. Have a great night.